Came to Newcomb in the fall of '58 and lived here ever since.
What brought me back to the North Country was just my roots. My family had a place up here.
I've spent all the available time my entire life coming to the area. Lorraine and I decided that we wanted to buy a piece of property up here.
It'll be 10 years in June.
This is really the only place that I've ever felt home. Even having not grown up here, I chose to live here.
This is where I had most of my work career, 50 years of work in Newcomb.
It's kind of funny. You live in this small town, and I guess from the outside looking in, you'd kind of say, what do people do here? Quite frankly, there aren't enough hours in the day to do all the things.
We're kind of reinventing ourselves. That's part of the reason we got the golf course going is you draw people in, they see the town, hey, this is a nice place, I wouldn't mind living here.
6, 7 years, I guess they've had a golf course, which has been a big boom, especially to retired people here.
I would love to learn how to play golf, but I don't know golf. In 1999, my wife Amy and myself, we retired from our jobs. We sold our house on Long Island and we moved up to Newcomb full time. No regrets at all. We really enjoy it.
My wife and I have always thought we would end up in Newcomb. There was really no question of if, it was more the question of when.
I love bringing people here who haven't been to the Adirondacks before because this really truly is the heart of the place. If you're a person that loves to ski, Santoni Preserve is a fantastic cross-country ski place. A lot of people snowshoe in there in the winter as well. There are plenty of places to both downhill ski fairly locally, but in the town itself there's actually a ski hill, which is really fantastic.
Keep the skating rink and so forth open in the wintertime and have a lot of activities.
The snowmobiling, we just
opened up a
new trail down to Indian Lake.
Everyone would say to us, well, there's not much snow here in Lake Placid, but if you go to Newcomb, there's plenty of snow.
We are moving to Newcomb primarily because our kids are now going to school here.
From the first moment that we walked in the door at Newcomb last year, we felt that things were different, that the atmosphere was different.
I knew from the programs that they had up here, a superintendent who was a little bit out of the box, non-traditional, would have a good fit with the school district. In fact, that's exactly what has happened.
When you have a superintendent with the vision that Skip Holtz has, I mean, this man works tirelessly day and night and has just done an incredible job to have these opportunities come here.
Very innovative leader, and he's taken on some new roles, some new paths that seem to be working. Great respect for the man.
He certainly has come through. He's given the town his all. The school is a part of him.
It's especially difficult to grow a school in the Adirondacks.
I wanted to discover a new culture, and of course I wanted to learn English. At first, when you think about New York State, you think about New York City, and that's not what it is. The culture is different. The school system is different, everything is different.
In an ideal world, maybe I would send my students to other parts of the world, but obviously you cannot do that. Financially, you can't do that. So it came across to me that we needed to bring the world to Newcomb.
They become part of the student body. They are working through the same issues that our local kids are working through while they're bringing the diversity and the fresh ideas to the classroom, and while they're learning our language.
Putting all this together, I realized not only could it have an impact socially and academically with my students, they all bring in tuition, they bring in housing money, and all of that overseas money is coming back to rural areas.
I think being in Newcomb, it's a very good thing because I can learn more because it's a little town.
I got a private school education for free, and I think that's what I got because people pay thousands of dollars for small classes and one-on-one time with teachers.
I'm also working on a dorm. With a dorm, we'll be able to have some students maybe in the homes, but a bulk of them will be staying in a dorm.
I have time to talk with my teacher and to talk with everybody. It's not like in a city where everything is busy.
It is just peaceful and serene here. I'm very excited each year to see what countries are going to be represented and to meet new students from different parts of the world. We are just one big family. One big family.
When we moved up here, I always say one of the things that we gave up was our anonymity. If you came to Newcomb and I was visiting my parents, or we were out of town momentarily, and you asked anybody in town, where's Wes and Lorraine? They'd say, oh, well, they're going to one place or another, and they'll be back this afternoon. You're more than welcome to wait here if you want.
One of the important elements about being in Newcomb is that it is a community that operates on a variety of different levels. You have individuals who stop by your house periodically just to say hello, which is something that has disappeared from mainstream America.
We've lived here for almost 21 years. It'll be 21 years in October. And the town really came all out to make sure we felt welcome. They made sure they introduced us to everybody in town, and that kind of thing. It was nice.
Interesting how she had opened the door to these people who were bringing her gifts that she didn't know.
It was a really odd kind of concept,
But that's Newcomb.
When we moved here, the town just welcomed us with open arms.
You really have an incredible opportunity to really see how America truly works, at the community scale.
Probably the area that we participate the most in would be fire department and rescue squad.
I help Wes with the Lions Club for chicken barbecue and the fire department for the steak roast.
The Lions Club have their annual chicken barbecue. This will be about the 40th year, I believe, to raise funds for the programs they support, Little League Baseball, scholarships.
We're involved with the Planning Board, the Zoning Board of Appeals, the Chamber of Commerce, the Newcomb Golf Tournament, the North Country Canoe Challenge.
It's a fantastic place if you're a paddler or a swimmer or anything that has to do with water sports, of course. Newcomb has both lakes that are motorless, like Rich Lake. You can come and paddle around and fish on Rich Lake.
Being able to go to a place in this area where you don't hear cars, you don't hear people. You're in the middle of nowhere.
But at Lake Harris, you can boat on Lake Harris, of course, or jet ski. I've seen lots of people jet skiing on it.
You can hike, you can bike. There's actually carriage rides. You can take a horse-drawn carriage. One of the businesses in town supports that.
Young people in the summer with a youth program.
Kids come, they learn how to swim, they learn, arts and crafts. We go hiking, we do overnight trips, boating. We do 3-day hikes and 3-day canoe trips, even for the older campers.
I like to do a lot of hunting and fishing. Certainly the area is ideal for that type of thing. I love to be outside. I love the mountains. And it's nice to get out of this wilderness area too, to get down into the cities, so to speak. My wife calls it off the mountain.
You get a lot of chance to go out and experience other places. It's not like we're sheltered, like we experience a lot of other things.
The students have gone to New York City. The students have gone to Washington, D.C., to Boston.
When the school takes the kids on a trek like to New York City, the faculty really goes out of their way to determine what types of experiences they want the kids to have.
A lot of the teachers, like before we went to New York City, tried to incorporate things that we were going to learn in New York City into our curriculum.
You don't see school as just a place where you get to learn something.
It was nice to live here while growing up and be able to go away and see a little bit of other places and then come back.